Hello everyone, welcome to my platform. Today I am making Zara Gele, that's the Zara cap Gele, but I'll be using satin for it. So to do that, I want to first of all prepare the ruffles, and that's the reason I am drawing these lines you are seeing. So to create the ruffles, I'm going to use uh, Canadian smoke. I'm going to be smoking the material. So with the pattern I just drew, I'll start to create the ruffles. This is one of the easiest ways you can create ruffles. It's a very easy way. So I prefer to create the ruffles before fixing it on the cap. So that's the reason I am using this Canadian smoke. So it has different patterns, but I chose this particular pattern. And you can see the way I am using to smoke it. And also, I think the chalk is clear enough for you to see the pattern I also drew on the material to smoke it. So after creating the smoke using this pattern, you can see that is already forming the smoke. This is what I will have when I finish the entire material. This is what I will have. All right, so you can see that the ruffles is ready, and of course is beautiful. So I have it in two different materials because of what I intend to do. So the next thing I will do is that I will create the Zara cap, and to create the Zara cap I need Marco. The Marco I'm using is 25 inches by 3. So the height is 3 inches while the length is 25 inches. The reason I'm using 25 inches is because I want it to be able to sit properly on my head. So I use 25. If not, normal head size is 21. Right. So the next thing I'm going to do, so that it will be flat, I don't want to lap it on each other. I'll just use my needle and thread to join the edges. So in doing that, I have to do it in a way that um, it will not destroy the marco, and secondly it will be firm enough. So while I sew, I repeated the stitches twice so that I'll be able to keep it in place. So I repeated my stitches. After sewing the first one, I went through it again. So it became thicker than normal, but then it will make it stronger. So this is how it will look. Then the next thing I'm going to do is that I will first of all create the height using Marco again. I'll create the height I want for the cap. So I will create a semicircle which will give me the curve. Just look at what I'm going to draw with this chalk. So I'm just creating a semicircle to create the curve I want. I think this is one of the easiest methods you can use to um, what do I say now? Create this cap. This is one of the easiest methods. So after creating the semicircle, I cut it again to just I don't want it to rest on the cap. I have the reason why I'm doing it like that. So if you watch the video to the end, don't quit any part of this video. You will see why I have to create that separate opening under it again. So the next thing I will do now is I'm going to wrap the cap with the color of fabric which I have used to create the ruffles. I also believe that in making this cap, you can as well do mixture of fabric. So you can use two different colors that you know can actually blend very well. But for the purpose of this tutorials, I'm just using this color. I think it's called sweet pink, so or baby pink. So I'm just using this color and I'm using it all through. So I'll first of all cover the cap completely without uh, covering the top. So it will look like this. But it is very necessary that you cover the top. Now, for me to cover the top, I'm not going to cover it from the top, that is on top of it. I'll be covering the top, but I'll be doing that from the uh, inside of the cap. I'll be doing that from inside. I'm not doing it from out. So that's the reason I have to place the material the way you are seeing it now. I just place it backward and then use my hot glue. Most of the work I did here today, I just used hot glue all through and the work came out perfect. In short, very perfect. So the reason I'm doing it inside is to get that, there's this way this cap looks like the the depth, the material between the depth. So for you to get that particular depth, it's necessary you do your gluing from the inside. So that's why you see that I'm actually taking my time to glue it from inside. And of course, please always uh, finish the wrapping of the cap before covering the top. Finish the wrapping before covering the top. But if you want to cover it from the top, not through the inside, then you can cover the top first before wrapping. All right, so now I am done with this wrapping. This cap is ready. So I want to uh, knit up the inside. I want to knit it up the inside. So for me to do that, I just get a separate material. It can be the same pink. I chose to use black for clarity so that you can get what I'm doing. So I just get a separate material to fix inside. Of course, you saw what I just did now. I folded the material into two. The length of the material I used was 28 inches by length, and then the height 6 inches. So after sewing the edge, I used loose stitches to pull it together, after which I'm just placing it inside the cap and then using the hot glue to fix it. The reason I'm doing this is to cover all the rough work inside. That's why I'm doing this. So it's meant to cover the rough work so that every part that I glued, trimmed, and all of that will all be hidden inside this black. And then when I do my finishing of the black, so when I do the finishing of the black, every part of it will be neat. And to do that, you can see that I have this tiny elastic, and I also have the very fat elastic with me. What I'm going to do with the tiny elastic is that I will be attaching it to the middle of this cap so that I can place this cap on my head using any direction. If I like, I can use the elastic. If I don't, I can just wear it on my head without the elastic. It's a thing of choice. So that's the elastic there. I've just fixed the elastic, but I'm trying to fix the big elastic now. This one is 1 inch elastic. So I'm just trying to fix it to use it to cover, do the finishing. When I'm done with this process, I will show you how the inside of the cap looks. Some part of it you might still be seeing some candle, as in the stain of the candle. When I'm through, I will use brush to like brush out all those parts, and those things will no longer be there. So you can see how neat the inside of the cap is now. You see how everywhere is covered, and so it becomes a style. The black becomes a design inside of this. So this is how the inside will look, and this is how the back will look. So for now, the first part of this project is ready. It will be time for me to take on the second part, which has to do with the ruffles height, the ruffles height at the back. So these ruffles, you can fix it at the back or the middle. Is a thing of choice where you actually want to position it. I remember that we have already prepared the ruffles before. It does not require any other exercise. All you need do is place it on the shape that you've already carved out, and then use your hot glue. Put enough glue to glue the material to it. Nothing will pull it out, nothing will destroy it. It will remain like this. So there's no need using needle and thread, except if you have some things you feel you want to adjust in it. If not, there's no need using needle and thread. Just keep uh, fixing it, putting the hot glue, and then pushing pushing of the ruffles, pushing it together, so it will bring the ruffles closer. It will bring the ruffles closer. So for you to do that, this is just all I did. I ensured that I was able to cover both the front and the back with it. So I ensured that I covered both the back and the front. You can see how the smoke is looking. You will agree with me that you can smoke with your hand, though. I'm not doubting. But if you use this process, the smoking, the smoke or ruffles, sorry, the ruffles comes out better. That's just the bottom line. Shey you see how beautiful the ruffles is. To me, it's very beautiful and it's perfect if you can use this process. The next thing I will do, remember that I cut hole in between the legs. That is the legs. I mean the part I will use to attach it to this cap. Now, if you don't do this particular part well, all your effort from beginning to this particular point will just be a waste. So please wash this part carefully. To fix the leg, to fix the leg and create this height now, I will do two things. One, I will use hot glue to first of all attach the first um leg, like you are seeing now. The hot glue, I will use it to glue both the side, because one of the legs I will bend it to the body. Then I will use needle and thread to sew it. I'm taking my time to explain it because if you do not follow the steps, it will fall. I will repeat, if you do not follow these steps that I'm explaining now, it will fall, it will not stand. So for it to stand, to be able to stand on its own, you need, because there is weight on the marco because of the material. There is weight on it. So you have to find a way to stand it. The first way is by using the hot glue to attach the leg. After that, you are not supposed to leave it like that. After fixing the two legs, you will use your needle and thread. You will use needle and thread to begin to sew That was the reason I left the opening at the middle, so that it will be material that is there and the ruffles will not be too close. The ruffles will not be too close to the cap. I don't know if you are following. So that was the reason I had to cut a second circle or semicircle at the bottom. So when I glue the two legs, that is not enough. You will now use needle and thread. I will be doing it, but you need to wash. You will use needle and thread and begin to sew the material of the cap itself. Oh, you begin to sew it against the ruffles. So you sew it against the ruffles. You sew the cap. That is that thing you use to cover the cap. We use so you push it from bottom and sew it. Take it from there and sew it. So you sew it in a way. I will advise that if you can be careful, sew it in a way that this thread will not come out from the bottom, because it does not need to come out. And of course, it's possible for you to sew it without it coming out. Don't do a lazy woman's or a lazy man's work. Once you lift it up, use your hand and pack the only the pink, eh, and sew it. Make sure that it does not come out from the black, because if it does, you will now start looking for a way to cover the roughness of that work, which you are supposed to avoid from the beginning. So you can see I'm being slow for you to see what I am doing exactly. Of course, you can see that even me, while I'm sewing it, it wasn't fast for me. So you that is a learner, it will not be fast, but if you are determined, you see what I'm doing now. When I pack from the bottom, I lift it up to meet the ruffles on top and attach it together. By doing this step, it will help me to hold this the ruffles. It will help me to hold it from every angle, not just holding the legs alone. So the body now will also be attached to it. So by implication, the what they call it now, the ruffles must stand. You understand? The ruffles must stand. So this is just how I go about this style. I have a video on how to create the one with ashoke. I have the video, but I chose to drop this one with satin because I saw that some persons are also making it with satin. So this is the easiest way I will make the one with satin. That's why I have dropped it here for you, my lovely people. So this is it. So a quick one. If you are new to my channel, you are super welcome. And I hope you love the video you have seen here today. I hope you love my creativity. Eh? So this is how it will look. It's perfect. You can fix your embellishment anywhere, at the middle, at the side, anywhere. Though I'm not using that, I'm going to use trimming. So I'm just going to fix this silver trimming on it. Okay, before I forget, if today is your first time stopping by my channel, please do not forget to subscribe before leaving this channel. And also, if you're an old subscriber, I just want to say I do appreciate you. I appreciate every moment you visit. Thank you very much. And those that are new, please do subscribe and don't forget to hit on that notification bell so that you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. Today, I'm going to be the one to model this cap. So please don't mind. Yes, so I want to be the one to wear it. Though my hairstyle will cause a little bit of hindrance, but I tried to position it. So I'll be the one to model it for you. So this is how the cap will look. You can also stone it, as in fix some little beads in between the ruffles if you like. It's your choice, but I did not fix in my own. But you can see that it's so beautiful. So right now, this is how it will look. Yeah, you can wear it on the side, you can wear it at the middle, on the left or on the right side. So if you love this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. So for me, it is bye for now. Bye.